Right.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Fantasy Sports Insight DFS Breakdown, and we're back again talking about the Korean Baseball League, KBO. I'm happy to have Pete Cole, aka Wolfpack DFS1. You can find him on Twitter that way, and also a recent GPP winner took down one of the GPPs on day one. So Pete, first off, thanks for joining us, and congrats on the win.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, that was actually our main lineup at night. I called that value stack, or actually under-owned stack of Kiwoom, and our value play at night Sung Boom Na on that same lineup. So that was a big win, 151 points.
Yeah, and your boy Southpold, who you I think you called him an innings
Yeah, the Aussie.
eater multiple times though in the pod. You shot him out as your top pitcher, and didn't he go complete game shutout, right?
He went. Yeah, he did. He only had
Yeah.
2 Ks, but he went deep in the game. Only walked one batter. Yeah,
Yeah.
complete game shutout.
And
27
he
outs.
made me look like an idiot too, even though I liked him. He was in all my lineups, but I said I don't think any pitchers are going to score over 30 DK, and I think he's 31. You have it up.
31.45, correct.
Yeah. I mean, and then Dan Straley pitched to Jim after I called him a punk multiple times. So obviously he was one of the people that watched our preview pod. He's like, look at these jerks saying I suck all the way in Korea. But hey, I'm going back at it again, Pete. Thank God he's not on the slate so I can save people money by not stacking against him tonight. But the next time we see him, the hatred's coming back.
I'll never play him.
No, I've seen too many bad experiences with that guy in MLB to play him in the KBO, but hopefully he doesn't do too well.
He'll never be on one of my lineups.
Nah, we can do better. And there's some better options tonight. So we do have 5 games. I honestly haven't looked way ahead in the schedule, but there's only 10 teams in KBO, so I think we're almost always going to have like a 4 or 5 game slate. Yeah. And no different tonight. So we're going to be starting out with and Pete, I didn't go over this beforehand, but the first game I have is starting out with Han versus SK. SK is a -137 favorite at home. I'm sorry, I am looking at the wrong date. My bad. First game I actually have starting out is Do versus LG. Do's a -169 favorite, 9 total. Chris Flexen starting out, former Met great at 9,200. So I'll kick it to you. Are you interested in Flexen tonight?
Well, Flexen's not a bad play, but what I don't like is he's $9,200. He's not going to kill you, but there's a lot more better value out there for that price. I do think he's gonna be high owned. I bet he's gonna be probably 20-25%, but he's not on top of my list.
Yeah, I think that we're always going to see name notoriety too. When like somebody actually hears of these guys, people are going to kind of flock to them. And I mean, I get it. Like, versus being worried if you pick the wrong Kang, just knowing that you have a guy that played in the big leagues, things always going to make him higher owned. What about hitters from Doosan? Anybody stick out?
Yeah, actually, I think they're probably going to be one of the highest owned teams tonight. They won yesterday 5-2. So I mean, they're one of the better teams in the league. They have my boy Jose Fernandez. I'll be playing him every night this year. I do see his salary did go up to $6,000, but he's trashing the ball. He's batting 500. He's 4 for 8 this year. He went 2 for 4 last night, 2 for 4 the night before. So he's probably my main play of the night for 545 Wobo last year. Any value? There's nothing like really any big value plays on this team, but they're all like big studs. Hanwha Park, he's an outfielder, 5,200. Jai Il-O, he's a first baseman. He had a big game last night. He went 3 for 4, 2 ribbies. I really don't see him being high owned tonight. So if he's in there, he might be actually a pick too.
Nice.
And one more play I have is Jaehoon Kim, 5,300. He's a first baseman.
So expensive stack, but the upside's there.
Yeah.
And, I'm going to
That's your chalk stack, I bet you tonight.
Okay. And I mean, I'm going to be taking LG who, they're definitely like channeling their inner like MLB or, my home team, the Rays, but they started a reliever last night. It's looking like this Chan Hung Jung is going to be another reliever. I think last night the guy went 57 pitches, could be the same type of thing tonight. So I don't think even at 4K he's in play, but it does make.
Yeah, didn't last night? I think their pitcher he only won like 2 innings, right?
Yeah, 2 innings, 50, but it was 50 something pitches, so the guy struggled on top of it. So, look, I'm not going to pretend to know these rotations inside and out, but
right.
when that whole reliever thing goes badly, the problem is it really taxes the bullpen. So that could be even more so for that Doosan stack. But for LG, while flexing, we might not be targeting him. He's not somebody I'm going targeting him to pitch, but he's not going to be somebody I'm going to target the stack against. Maybe if you want to be contrarian, but I do think Hyun-Soo Kim, who was the former Oriole, he's already killing it. He's probably going to be one of the most talented hitters in the league. Like, he might be one of these guys that ends up in the top 10 and all the stats, but he's 5,800, which is steep. But it does have multi-hit games in both games. So I think you can look at him, but probably not going to be somebody I'm on. Nobody else from LG stood out to me. So let's move on to the second game, which was Hanwha versus SK. SK is the second largest favorite on the slate at -169, 9.5 total. I'll kick it to you, Pete, for Hanwha. We have, let me see if I say it right, Shi Hua Zhang, 5,400 with some pretty good strikeout numbers. Is he somebody that you're considering a flyer on?
Yeah, he may be my second pick of the night. We'll get to my main pick in a little while, but I mean, this is a guy, he's very volatile, 4.95 ERA last year, but he does strike out batters. He had a 7.8 K per 9, so it's not bad for the KBO. And his price tag's only 5,400. So I'm definitely I'll be pitching him in a GBP. I'm not sure if he's gonna make my cash lineup as my secondary, but he's definitely playable. I could see maybe on 20%.
Yeah, and I mean, like you said, we both are going to be on the same value pitcher, which I think most of the DFS community will get on him in next game. But you pitch two of them, you're less than 11,000 for the two starting pitchers, and you're going to be able to pay up for all
exactly.
What about hitters for Hanwha? Anybody stand out?
Yeah, I actually got a value play here. Outfielder Seung Yul Lee, he's 2,500. I mean, you look at his last year's, he had ISO 107. Woba 390. So if he's playing tonight, now I'm not sure where he was batting in the order, but he's definitely, I probably may have him in my lineup. That's a decent price, so I get some more sticks in there.
Mm-hmm.
And you also have Jared Hoying. So a lot of people know from MLB, he's mid-price at 4,500. He hasn't done much yet, but he's batting third. And probably their main play is going to be Kwon Ming Sung. Actually, I like this price, 3,200. That kind of jumped out at me. 3,200. He was 2 for 3 last night with a homer. And he's going to be low owned. I guarantee he's low owned. And he's WOBA 3.2, ISO 107 last year, so batting fifth. He actually could slide right in there as one of the top value plays tonight. So we got two good value plays: Song at 3,200 and Lee 2,500.
And like you said, they're not going to be very high owned. They're one of the biggest dogs on the slate. But, I'll jump over to SK. And, while they are -169 favorite, Jong Hoon Park at 8,700, he just seems very average. Like, his ERA was 3.88 last year, which is fine. But, low K per 9 at 6.3, strikeouts per 9 innings. So for 8,700, not somebody I think I want to go out of my way to target for that price tag. And again, if you're not pitching him, that opens up a contrarian stack. So I like it. I do think SK's stack is a fairly good play. Like you mentioned, your guy, Jang, has decent Ks per 9, but can be volatile, almost out of 5 ERA. I think he was decent in terms of allowing some homers. So one of my top favorite plays on the slate is actually Dong Min Han. He hit 2 homers this morning or last night or whatever you want to call it, the day two. But he was 41 homers the year in 2018, scaled all the way back to 12 this past season. But, those 2 homers, maybe that's a sign of him kind of snapping back into form. And he's only 4K. Normally hits either third or fourth. So I think that's a really nice play.
That's a very nice price.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, hell, in MLB, that's like 5,500. But Romack is really expensive at 6,100, but MLB pedigree, he would definitely be part of your stack. This guy, Zhang, who's 2,700, was hitting, I think, I didn't write down, but I think it was third or second in the lineup. He's only 2,700, was the DH, went 2 for 5 with the ribby, so I would assume he earned another start with that.
Mhm.
stat line. And again, 2,700 on the second biggest favorite. I think that makes a lot of sense near the top of the order. So let's go ahead and let the cat out of the bag with the next pitcher, I think we both were talking about. I think in cash is going to be insanely chalk. But we have NC at Samsung. Samsung is at home but a dog to NC, who's minus 154, 9 total. And I think that pitcher we talked about is Chang Mo Koo at 5,700. Am I right, Pete?
Yeah, he's definitely. I mean, I'm seeing ownership percentages of him in the 60s. He's definitely the play of the night. He's going to be chalk cash. If you're playing cash games, you're almost have to play him, because if he goes off tonight and has an elite game and you don't play him, you're going to be on the outside looking in. 2019 last year, 9.6 Ks per 9. Once again, that's elite stats for KBO for strikeouts. He's one of the few guys that's got MLB potential.
Mm-hmm.
So you may see him in MLB next couple of years. The only things I have seen, and I've been doing some reading, is they are babying him a little bit. They are taking baby steps. So it's a matter of how many innings he's going to pitch. But he can pitch 4 or 5 innings and get enough Ks.
Yeah.
So that's the only question mark.
I was just going to say, like, that would mean a ton and be something like, we'd be back and forth with if he was priced accurately at like 8,500 or 9,000. But at 5,700, you go, if I get 4 innings, if I get 6 strikeouts, even though if I don't get a win, like, I'm still crushing value. So I think
prices tighten up. Some prices have tightened up today, but the pitchers really haven't. I mean,
yeah,
you got pitchers in that range, 5.7, 5.4. They're not tightening that up yet.
Well, and the slate got released before some of these pitchers kind of jockeyed around, so the pricing got all messed up. So NCD is pretty solid favorite at minus 154. Facing Buchanan, do you have any bets to point out?
Yeah, I actually like the Dinos. I see him as being low owned. I do have a question mark on Allen and Alther. He did leave the game last night, and that wasn't the game they're showing. So I don't know why he left. So, but he had a big game, 2 for 3. I mean, 2 for 3, he had a home run. So he should be in the line. If he's in the lineup, he's got to be playing. But my 2 named players are Jin Hak No, 3,400. He's going to be a low owned, but he is batting down in the order, so it's probably going to keep him low owned. He went 2 for 3 yesterday with a home run. I also have Sing Boom Na, who was my big value play 2 nights ago. And he's probably my play of the night again tonight. Once again, I love that salary, 3,900. He was an 0 for yesterday, so it's going to keep him low owned, which is what I love. So, what's that?
What position is he?
He's an outfielder.
Okay.
Bum N-A Na.
Got it. We really need some of these guys to not be so many outfielders.
Exactly.
Everybody that I want to play is an outfielder, it feels like.
And that's when I was doing my research. I was like, everybody else pick was an outfielder.
Yeah.
But you got a guy with 298 ISO and 509 WOBA. I mean, at that price last year, and he's definitely due. He had a home run game 1, so he's the man. And plus, my favorite player in the league, the catcher, Yuli Yang. He's 5,000. He's not cheap, but he's the bat leader of the league. He's probably the best hitter of the league, all-around hitter. He had another 0 for last night. He was 0 for 3. So you may catch a lot of these guys a little bit lower owned tonight because everybody's like, what are you doing for me lately?
Right.
So definitely those 3 guys are probably all going to be, or 4 are going to be all in my lineup.
And I mean, kind of makes me feel like, I know this is like the worst DFS analysis ever. So please, like, deal with me, but he's due, right?
Definitely.
He's kind of due. But like with these like stud hitters, like I truly do believe it. Like, either they're going to really go on a long slump because they're pressing it, or they're just like, you know what, I'm still hitting the ball hard. And
he's 1 for 7. He had 1. I don't remember him I guess he had a double the first night. So he's definitely due for a game. His price is rising. It hasn't gotten any cheaper, but he's in for me.
I like it. I'm just quickly trying to look up there it is. Okay, so he's the DH. Of course, the guy that I'm looking up is going to be another outfielder. But so on Samsung's side, David Buchanan, former MLB arm, but he was just like middle of the road, like low, like nothing spectacular about him. He's never been a strikeout guy, but at 6,100, it's probably worth a look. I mean, like I kind of hinted when we started out, but Dan Straley made it, so if he can make it, then why not Buchanan? But
I got a gut feeling on Buchanan tonight too, so I'm gonna have him in some lineups.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of one of these plays again, like 6,100. If he gets 20, great. But if he gets 10, okay. Like I need my bats to turn around. But
you can get a lot of bats. You throw a 6,000 pitcher
right,
and another pitcher at 5,700. You can
right.
load up.
Just mix up these guys in the low. I mean, I think just it makes a lot of sense. Just plug in Koo and then just rotate a lot of these pitchers around with different stacks, and you can get a ton of
That's
lineups.
exactly what I'm gonna do.
Only one real hitter jumped out because I'm not going to stack or really even target against the top pitcher on the slate. But I do think this Dang Yup Kim's 2,800 DK unless as a DH who puts him in your outfield slot. But he's 3 for 8 with a homer this year, so might be worth a look. But let's just jump on because I don't really think that you're going to be doing any Samsung. So fourth game of the slate, we have Lotte versus the Wiz. Still love that name. The Wiz minus 127 at home, 9.5 total. Kick it to you beat for Lotte. We have the new pitcher who wasn't this morning. We'll be updating our cheat sheet by Lotte, but Se-Wong Park 4,700. Huge discount on the price. What do you think?
He's another one. I mean, if Koo wasn't pitching tonight, I may be looking at him. I'm definitely gonna have him a couple GBPs just because of the price, 4,700.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't beat that price. So said, you get 3-4 innings out of the guy and move on.
Right.
What's the line on that? Do you have a line on that?
Yeah,
game?
it's minus. So KT's minus 127. Let me just quickly pull up the cheat sheet.
It's one thing I've noticed, but it's tough to get odds early.
Yeah, I mean, normally odds portal is where I've been using. So if anybody wants to just give that a look, but as soon as they get out, I normally get the cheat sheet up. But Lotte is plus 102, so it's really close to a pick'em. You have a little bit of a home field thing, but it's a pick'em. So for 4,700 on a guy on a team that's really not supposed to get rocked, I think it makes sense. And the Wiz, I'm going to go into a minute, but they have some big bats, but they have some big strikeouts there too. So on Lotte, any bats stick out?
Yeah, I have a couple guys. You got the guy went this Bayun Hen Min. He went 4 for 5 last night with 3 runs, 4,300. So he's middle value. He can definitely make a lineup. And you got another guy, Sean Son, 3,700. Another outfielder. He went 1 for 4 with 2 ribbies yesterday. So I mean, they got some sticks, and then one more, Junwoo Jin, 4,400. He went 3 for 5 yesterday with 2 runs. So you probably see these guys low 20% range ownership. So they're not going to be low on, but there's 3 sticks in here you could definitely use.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm going to go over the KT arm here shortly, but there's nothing to really be like shying away from. It's Jae-Sung Bae. He's kind of just another like middle of the road type of guy. Like he's not that good. He's not that bad. He's just exists. 6.2 Ks per 9.
He's there.
High 3s ERA. The one thing, that does make you not like want to just gravitate toward a ton of Lotte is Bae was only 0.4 homers per 9 last year. So not really a guy that's giving up a ton of dongs, but again,
that's a good stat.
Yeah, but not somebody that you all of a sudden are going, man, I think he's going to dominate either.
Right.
But here's the thing, 7,300, probably is not going to stick out a lot because he's just stuck there in the middle. So if you want to take a run on him, it might not be the worst pitching option. I do think the Wiz is a decent stack. And I think all season, to be honest with you, I think they're a decent stack. Last season, they had 3 of their guys finish in the top 10 in hitting. They have a good amount of power in it. So anytime you see something like that, I think, it's worthy of looking at a stack. The other thing I really like is just the price disparity that KT has now. So Jong Bae has been leading off. It's 2,600. Then you have Rojas, who's really their stud, one of the 2 stud guys, 5,600 hitting cleanup. But you have Kang at first base, 5,700. So you go, okay, those are some significant discounts. But their second baseman, who's from everything I can read, is a really good player, Park at 3,300. So you've got 2 guys that don't even cost $6K together, and then 2 guys, the high 5. So you're averaging about 4,000 in salary, or
right.
I guess it's a little bit more than that, like probably like mid 4s for a 4-man stack. We do that all day in MLB, so no reason to be different in KBO. So I do think that's worth a look.
This name just jumped out at me on your team on KT.
Yeah,
but it looks like he let off last night. This Woo Jun Sim
Okay.
at 2,600.
I think I
He
wrote
had
down
like a
the road.
decent
I think I
Woba.
wrote it down. I wrote down Jung Bae, but at 2,600, I think it's the same guy. I might have just gone to a different site that used his name different.
No, because I have a Jung Bae that batted ninth, but he went 2 for 4 last night. So
Okay.
you're right. But I mean, what I'm looking at for my KBO, I have Sun Woon or Sim Woo Jun leading off, and your man Jung Bae batted ninth.
Well, I'm on the DK app now. I think Sim, that's a shortstop too. So I mean, obviously, if he's leading off to get, I haven't had any shortstops really stick out at me. So if we
no, that's why it just popped up. That's why I just brought it up. It
that would
popped
be
up at me.
huge and just kind of a lock and load.
And if he's leading off,
yeah, and I mean, I guess what, like, if you are the type that's gonna be waking up at 5 to check these lineups at 4:30, which I mean, honestly, if you're gonna be playing, you should be doing that. This is an investment of your own money, but there's a huge edge to be had there to actually wake up.
I noticed that in a lot of lineups. I was going through lineups this morning as I get up, and I seen a lot of guys with a lot of red. A lot of guys are playing guys that weren't starting, so it's a definite advantage if you want to get up in the morning. And it's not that bad. It's 5:30.
And here's the thing: if we're seeing zeros in cash, I haven't done a deep dive in the $10, but I mean, I bet you're seeing multiple double-digit owned guys taking zeros. So
definitely, yeah,
that's a huge edge. Final game, we have Kiwoom at Kia. So Kiwoom is the biggest favorite on the slate at -189, 9.5 total. We have Won Tae Choi, 8,000, -189. What do you think of him as a pitcher?
I'm looking at him. He's another Chris Flexen, just a little bit cheaper. So honestly, I would probably, if I had a choice, I'd probably use Choi over Flexen really, because you get $1,200 discount. But they're about the same pitcher. Nothing spectacular, but they're not going to hurt. They're not going to kill you. They're not going to hurt you. They're there.
Yeah, and I did hear a little bit of grumblings that he's actually caught some eyes. I think Roto-Grinders had an article that mentioned that he was on Baseball America's list. So
that's the guy?
Yeah,
okay, I did read that.
There was two, Koo and then Choi. But I mean, obviously, anytime that you're catching the eye of some MLB scouts, it's worth it. But I think you and I both, it's kind of coming out that we really like this paying down pitching tonight. So
no doubt
hard for us to really get excited for these 8K guys. So what about some bats for Kiwoom, the biggest favorite? I'm assuming there's a few guys we like.
Yeah, I got 3 bats. I got one. Here's another value bat, $2,000. Now.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, and I just want to make sure, while I'm talking, before I open my mouth, I want to make sure I got the right name, Juntai Park.
Okay.
And yeah, he batted ninth last night. Went 1 for 2. He didn't play the game before. No, he actually did. He had one at bat the night before.
Okay.
But just looking at his numbers last year, 219 ISO, 529 WOBA. I mean, that's not bad for a guy with $2,000. And if he's going to play, outfielder, so he may, you get a hit out of him, a hit or a walk, you're definitely making value.
Yeah.
And my other guy, he's actually pretty decent price too for 3,000. Keon Chong So, first base, second base. 1 for 3 last night. He's 2 for 8 on the season. Another one with a 461 WOBA. So I will definitely take that price for 3,000. And then you got a guy, Jung Hoo Lee. He's like their man. He'll probably be higher owned, maybe 30% tonight. He was 2 for 3, 3 for 6 for the season, 531 WOBA last year, that 144 ISO. So he's a stud. He's a stud hitter. He's obviously their main hitter.
Nice.
And he's batting. Looks like he's batting third. Batted third last night. 2 for 3.
I don't know if you saw this, Pete. I was just as you're going, I was looking through, but DK lists 3 J Parks. All I think they have the one guy twice, but all 3 left fielders that DK has listed are J Park.
Are they all outfielders at 2,000?
Well, no, there's 2 that are 2,000, one that's 2,900. So I'm guessing they have one that's repeat. But my lord, oh, what a fun league. But
you got to be paying attention.
Yeah, I think Kiwoom, obviously, like people, when they default, they're going to be going to A, MLB names, and B, they're going to look at odds and go, okay, the biggest favorite, so let me stack it up. So I do think, like you mentioned, in cash, definitely.
And you know what? It helped me the first night. I won that GPP playing with South Korean names. And then I got hurt last night, pretty much. So I'm just trying to play the numbers, but I see a lot of people playing the Rojas, the Alders, the Romax. So
Yeah.
there are some sticks. So.
And did you mention Mater? I zoned out for that.
Yeah.
Tanner Mater, shortstop
Tyler,
eligible, and I know he has some pop.
Yeah, he's another one. He's a maybe it was Hoying I talked about. Mater is one of those guys that
like a guy that kind of flamed out in the big leagues, but every once in a while would show us some pop. Steal a base.
He's definitely he's definitely playable. I think he was batted 7th. He's 0 for 4 last night. That's probably why it didn't jump out at me.
Right.
But he's
it's
definitely
nice third shortstop eligible is what jumped out to me.
Yeah, you play him in the stack too.
Yeah, exactly. And
he's definitely overdue.
Again, he has a Major League Baseball hat on in his picture. Thus, he's going to get some ownership.
He's 1 for 8 on the year. So watch him have a big game time now.
Right. It's just because we kind of over. I mentioned him, and I'm not going to play him. I'm not going to.
He will.
Yeah. It's going to be whoever you think about and you don't click always has the big game.
Mm-hmm.
So for Kia, biggest dog on the slate, Minwoo Lee, 6,900. So he's converted reliever, had high Ks per nine. I'm trying to be careful when I see these high Ks per nines for guys that were in the bullpen because it's just like the big leagues. Like you go in the bullpen and you're just going to exert the hell out of yourself. You can get a lot more velocity if you know you're not going a long time. When you have to stretch it out, you're not being as aggressive. Like that's what makes like the likes of Scherzer or Verlander so damn special. So I'm not going to play him, which means he's going to hit 30 DK. But 6,900, 8.2 Ks per nine, just worth a look. But just know that there's some risk there. The only bat that stands out is Choi, 5,500. He's first base outfield, 3 for 7 with a homer this year. But again, like there's so many other good bat hitting spots. I just don't think that you're wasting 5,500 on a big dog.
Exactly. I was just gonna say that I probably would be staying away from those guys.
Yeah, I mean, but here's the thing: like right where whatever we say to fade, and we're looking at odds, we're looking at all these things. Automatically, is going to mean that the ownership's going to be so much less. So if you're really looking for an edge, in baseball, the things that we don't expect always have a higher probability of occurring than we ever give it credit for. So, it's always worth something to mix in.
I am seeing Choi as like probably position players, like the 3rd or 4th highest owned.
Okay. Well, so there you go. I mean, you're paying for it. You're paying for it.
Yeah.
But I when I'm paying up, I don't know about UP, and I guess this is a little bit off the game, but when I'm paying up, it's almost always part of like a stack. Like I really struggle sometimes paying a premium for a guy that's not in my stack. That's just me personally. But
and that's how as you get more experience in DFS, you become a player like that. When you first start out, you're playing, and that's just part of experience and learning too. I do the same thing.
Yeah,
I can't see
it works and it doesn't, but like I'm always so much more likely to one-off, a 2,500 guy, the top of the order that fills a spot I don't love a stud at. First base and outfield, those are premium spots. So normally, in a stack, that's normally going to be one of your top home run guys, and it's really hard.
Yep.
Like I remember reading, I don't remember who put it out, but how outfield spots are so damn valuable. But because everybody knows they're valuable, there's so much leverage in going the opposite way. So let's end this on some of our top picks. I'll let you go first, Pete. So your pitcher, batter, and stack of the day.
All right, so we know my pitcher is going to be Koo from the Dinos, 5,700.
Mm-hmm.
He's chalk. You got to take. But you also, once again, if you're going to play GPP, you're that type of guy too. You may want to pivot, fade. If I'm going to pivot off him, I'm going to pivot to John from Hanwha. Probably John or Park from Lotte. They're both about the same price. But I'm playing Koo.
Yeah.
My top player is for his second night out of 3 is going to be Sun Boomna from the Dinos, 3,900. I'm going with him again tonight. He's going to be a little owned, and he had a bad night last night. And I also have written here, I like this Jin Hook No from the Dinos, 3,400. Jin Hook No.
The Dinos.
Top stack.
Yep. I
have 2 stacks. Kiwoom, I think they're going to be the chalk of the night.
Mm-hmm. And
Lotte is going to be my GPP. I see them maybe being 8 to 10% owned on the stack.
I like it. Like we mentioned, away, not a huge dog by any means either.
Right.
So for pitcher, I'm not going to repeat Koo, even though he will be in my cash lineup. I can guarantee that. But I think I'm definitely going to be playing some of the Siwon Park from Lotte, but I am going to go as like a second cash pitcher for my pick. I am going to go ahead and do Wan Tae Choi, 8,000 from Kiwoom, biggest favorite. I think just typically, in baseball, the biggest favorite on the slate is always going to be like 10K. So I think there is a nice discount at 8,000.
Yep,
And probably
that's true. I was just gonna say that.
enough value to make it work. So batter, back to Dong Min Han, 4,000. Like I had mentioned earlier, 41 homers 2 years ago, fresh off of a double dong this past game. So let's see what he can do versus a pretty volatile pitcher in Jang. And then for a stack, I'm actually going to I just think the Wiz is always going to be worth something. It's always going to be a stack I'm going to throw in just because of the upside on the guys. So I'll go with the KT Wiz. Hopefully,
What's the name?
prices are not bad. They're not bad.
And you like the name too, so.
Well, yeah. I think I have to make if I take down a GPP with the Wiz, I got to find like an Ontario Smith avatar, right? Or what?
I'm gonna buy I'm gonna buy your first jersey, your first KBO.
I was gonna say what's the blender head thing? If you take down a GPP with the lowest owned guys, you got to get a jersey. So I guess I got to get a Ontario Smith jersey, even though he was in my lineup. Good stuff. Well, hey man, this was fun. Hope everybody enjoyed. We saw some pretty good reaction from this pod and video the first night. So I really do hope you guys are enjoying it. We're gonna be trying to do this at least 2 to 3 days a week. If not, we can get more. But thank you so much for watching. Just a quick reminder, if you do want to get more content from us, head over to www.fsi, so stands for Fantasy Sports Insight, DFS.com, where all the cheat sheets are free. Everything is free right now while we're on hiatus. You can get a VIP subscription, no cost. We'll add you to all the chats. So we've got PGA going on. We've got esports. NASCAR's right around the corner, so all that will be free. Please join. We'd love to have you as part of the community. Pete, thanks again, man, and good luck tonight.
All right, good luck. Good luck, guys.
All right. Good luck, everyone. Take care. Bye.
Yeah.